Welcome to the party. I'm Sam Ekstrom of Locked On Sports Minnesota. Today, we debate where J.J. McCarthy ranks amongst NFC quarterbacks.
I'm Luke Braun from Locked On Vikings. Can't think of any better backup options because I don't watch the league, so I'm just going to write another Kirk Cousins piece.
Luke Inman at Luke_Spinman. How many pages will Arif have up during draft trivia today? Find out next on today's episode.
Can't believe I'm being accused of cheating. Hey, this is Arif Hasan with the Wide Left Substack, and before the show, we were talking about alternative content platforms. I'm excited to announce OnlySams.
Locked On Sports Minnesota Podcasts. It's endless Minnesota Vikings talk with the diverse voices of your local experts. It's time for the Minnesota Football Party. It's your guys hanging out talking next-level Vikings football. So join in with Arif Hasan, Locked On Vikings Luke Braun, Superior Sports Talks Luke Inman, and Vikings insider Sam Ekstrom, plus the biggest names in Minnesota football for the Minnesota Football Party. And it starts now.
Welcome in. A happy Monday to you, and it's a brand new week at Locked On Sports Minnesota. We are the Minnesota Football Party, and it's all part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for making us your first watch or listen of this brand new week. And for your second one, check out Locked On Vikings, of course, with Luke Braun. Great daily Vikings content. Find our audio on that very Locked On Vikings podcast feed. On today's show, we will go with a mock draft Monday once again. The trade back, trade up scenario. Kwesi's pulled it off before. How does he trade back, then trade back up and get value for it? We'll simulate that out. Plus, where does J.J. McCarthy rank in the NFC quarterback picture? The backup quarterback market is dwindling. We'll end the show with draft trivia. It's a show that is brought to you by the all-new 2025 Nissan Armada. Stay tuned for the Armada Player of the Week later in the show. All right, let's dive in. You met the Lukes, you met Arif, and I'm Sam Ekstrom. It's Mock Draft Monday. As I get the mock draft pulled up, Luke Inman, just take me through kind of how far back, first of all, you'd be willing to trade this first round pick. Are you willing to go back half of second round, or do you need to get early in second round? Let's set some goals here for our trade back, trade up scenario. What's your tolerance?
Yeah, I think it all depends on the value that you're getting, right? I think everybody assumes if they do trade back, it looks something like maybe what they did with Andrew Booth in the second round. I think about trying to stay in the first round sometimes is a hot topic for a lot of people or a lot of teams because you get the fifth-year option. I personally think that's maybe a little overblown, and people use that as a reasoning to stay in the first round, maybe a little bit too much unless it's a quarterback. But knowing they only have 4 picks, knowing that they have really done a great job filling so many needs in free agency, and outside of a position or two, it really feels like they can go BPA to an extent. We've got the 3 or 4 positions we want them to target, and I'm sure they will. But I think as long as it comes down to good value, once you see that trade ticker come up and then you see the actual trade, you just want to feel like you got good value. I'll never forget where I was and when I was watching that first Kwesi draft, trading back all the way from 12 to whatever it was with Detroit. And I just assumed, okay, that's a long way to go in the first round, especially sitting at number 12. You were guaranteed a top 12 pair, not to get a future first round pick. And I know we've had that conversation a million times by now, but I just want to feel good about the draft value that they get in return. So I don't think anything is off the table. You just don't see a lot of teams, though, trading back half of the first round all the way to the end of the second round. It's just not done a lot. So I think that would surprise me a little bit. But again, I think it's all on the table as long as they get good value in return.
I actually did this show on Locked On Vikings last week. I went to the mock draft simulator and I just traded back like really far. And I went, how does it feel? And then I traded back a little less and I said, how does it feel?
Mm-hmm.
And where it felt to me was like the players we talk about as possible Vikings picks at 24, there's kind of always like 5 of them on the board. And I know it's the PFF sim, and that like that's not necessarily going to be real life,
right?
But if you take that on faith for a second and say, okay, like, so a lot of those players are still going to be back. You can trade back 2 picks and still get one. Maybe you can trade back 4 picks and still get one. And what I found was if I'm in like the high 30s, it felt like the sweet spot where I'm still getting a player I'm really, really excited about in the high 30s. But you're also going back so far that you're probably picking up another second, maybe another. I got one where I got a second and a third next year and another day 3 pick. But once I got past 40, it started to feel like, okay, nobody left is good. So that feels like the limit to me is 40.
For sure. It's kind of a vibe check for sure. But I feel like each draft's a little bit different, as we know, year to year. This draft specifically doesn't feel like it's got these Hall of Fame potential blue chip players like we've seen in the last couple of years at the top, but it does feel like picks, and everybody's board is going to be a little bit different, but from like 15 to 35 to 40, like you said, all kind of feel somewhat similar as far as like a draft grade or just kind of where a lot of people are going to have them ranked. So yeah, that's why you do see a lot of times we're sitting at 24 and there is like 3 or 4 guys that it's like, I'd be happy with any of them. A lot of that does have to do with circling back to what they did in free agency. If there was one massive glaring need, I think it would be obviously kind of like you got your hands tied. Even though we like 3 or 4 of these guys, we have to take this position, whatever that, could have been.
Yeah. From a position of need standpoint, at 24 in the mocks that we've done and I've done, personally, it feels like there's more of an opportunity for edges, which the Vikings don't need as badly, tackles, which the Vikings don't need as badly, tight ends like Jackson Dart, quarterback, the positions where you probably aren't going to spend that pick at those positions. Even if you believe in BPA, I think we would all question what you're doing if you took a tackle with your 24th pick when you have Darrisaw and O'Neal. So I think, and Arif will hear from you as well, but let's get into the sim and get up to 24, and then we'll start making some decisions. Now, I'm going to let it go slowly. Okay, that's a little too slow. Let's speed this up.
Also, while we're waiting, can I get feedback from the chat? Because I know I can't trust these guys about my volume. How do I sound? Is it the appropriate volume? All right,
you can't trust me, but I would say it's good. I would say it's good.
Great,
I would also say it's good.
Last Monday we had some problems. A lot of vitriol. All right, we've got a moderate speed here. This is going well. Loveland, Ibuka, and the Vikings are on the clock. So here's who just went. The last 10 to go off the board. Matthew Golden, Donovan Izaruauko.
They're blowing up.
Mike Green, dude.
Yeah.
Jalon Walker, Shedeur Sanders to Seattle. Oh, poor Sam Darnold. Malachi Starks, Mike Green, Josh Simmons, Colston Loveland, Emeka Ibuka. Vikings on the clock, and we're looking at Walter Nolan, Luther Burden, Kenneth Grant. How do we pass that up?
I understand that the whole point of this simulator is explicitly that kind of no matter what we're doing, we're trading back. But man, seeing Kenneth Grant there makes that tough.
Well, a team, though, may be very excited to trade up and get Kenneth Grant. So let's make that happen.
So we wanted to trade down and trade up, right? So
we're trading back, getting stuff, and then trading back up when the moment is right. So
right. We can trade. I don't want to trade down too much then, right? Like we could, in theory, trade down to the second.
It's tough because you need enough you need enough ammo from the first or second trade down to trade back up and still feel like, all right, I'm not.
Yeah, and last time the Vikings
back to even again.
The scenario that we're talking about, the Vikings had pick 12 and traded down to like 24. Now we're at 24.
Right.
It's just a little bit more difficult to get that ammo, so we might have to trade into the second round. Let's do it. Let's ignore the fact that we've got some guys that we like and trade into the second.
Should we try?
I think you can get 39 and 41 here.
39 and 41 from the Bears. All right.
And then trade one of those back up, keep the other. That'd be sick.
That would be great.
Okay. 39, 41. This
trade will not be accepted.
Be accepted. Well, can we throw in any 4% chance if we give?
Never tell me the odds.
Okay. Future capital.
No, you're not trading future picks, Sam. Get out of here.
We're not trading future picks. All right.
I can't abide that. Let's see if we can get.
Could I interest you in 2027?
Yeah, Kwesi might not even be around. No. We don't know. He hasn't signed the extension. We don't know. He might say 2027. Sure. Here you go.
Might not
can we say we don't have to get 41? Can we get the third and
just do a second and third instead. 39, 41. I don't think is going to happen.
Okay,
There you
let's
go.
see if we can
That's-
get 148
well,
in
get the
there as well.
Did you get the future pick out of there too?
Yes.
Oh, you know
Okay,
what it
good.
is? If you throw in, you can do 24 and 97 for 39 and 41. Would you want to do that?
So you lose the 3.
So
we
we
get
could
any
do
more on
we could do
top?
both trades at once. We could do the down and the up, like right now.
Yeah.
That's a Quasi move right there, I feel like.
Yeah, let's do it,
Yeah, every Quasi trade has to be like 4 picks for 5 picks.
and then put 41 in there, Sam.
Okay,
No.
now take out 70.
They
or
really
wait,
want 41.
Yeah.
I
get
think
72 out of
the
that.
opposite
It takes
move. I
72.
think-
Take 72 out.
Okay. 27.
Hey,
27%.
27%.
Okay, we're closer.
So we are offering a 1 and a 3 in exchange for a pair of 2s and a 5.
Top 10 twos.
Throw our
I
6
mean,
in
top
there.
11 twos in the second
Throw
round.
our San Francisco Jordan Mason pick in there.
Which one's that?
187.
Okay.
Nice.
36%,
Okay, let's
chance.
36%. That's pretty
Why
good.
are we not tapping into next year's 6th? I mean, let's do next year's surplus 6th instead and see what happens. Let's offer it. Let's try to capitalize on the present moment. Trade
It got
accepted.
accepted.
All right.
34% chance it got accepted. All right.
All right.
What
Poles
are
does
the
it again.
odds?
Got Ryan Poles. Yeah, feeling good. Okay. Who'd
So
Poles
who did we
take at
just
10
give?
here?
Who did we just give the Bears? We just traded down with the division rival again.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see who they pick.
Kenneth Grant.
The-
Going down.
They
Now,
got
The
their
oldest
they got
journalists
their,
among us are
Christian
gonna
Watson,
lose
right?
their
Who'd they take at 10
minds.
too, by the way?
All right, Bears at 10 took Mikael Williams,
Okay.
edge from
All
Georgia.
right.
Okay.
Now, when I press resume, I can stop it at any point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just has to. You just got to be quick on it.
Yep. Here we go. I'm going to move it to slow again. All right. The Bears are taking their time. They take
Kenneth
Kenneth
Grant.
Grant. Oh my God! I
Don't
would
like
be
him
losing my
anymore.
mind on the
Off
on
the
the
Vikings
field
line.
fans would be
issues.
so mad.
Not a
forever.
locker
Oh my
room
God! I would be
guy.
mad about this.
Yeah. Never in the film room. Don't like him anymore.
Kyle Hamilton, part 2, 100%.
Kelvin Banks, Walter Nolan, Nick Amenwari, Luther Bird into the Lions.
This is what I
Well, they
mean.
got
like,
another
all
Jameis
5 of these
Chat's
Williams
players have been
already
knocked
mad,
down.
and this isn't even real life.
Tyler
Like, that's-
Booker to the Bills.
Tyler Booker
Booker's gone.
goes.
James Pierce.
I'm getting
All right,
I'm
that's
getting
fine.
nervous.
James
All right,
Pierce to the
Nick
Chiefs
Gordon.
is a little bit too on the nose. What is PFF doing here? That's-
Yeah. Yeah.
As is Nick Squirtin to the Eagles. That's
yeah, right. It's
such a
perfect.
freaking, like, how does that guy go to them at? How do they get that guy at 32, man?
All right. Now, you'll have to help.
Sam, we
Now, you
already
wanna
asked
move
you to
up?
trade back
Challenge
and the
Sam.
trade up. We don't have to trade up again. We did both at once.
I am trying to get back to the menu where I can see the available players. How do I do this? Where is it?
You can't. Good luck.
What?
What do you do? Go
What's-
to your
I've
picks,
never
maybe?
figured this out.
Oh,
Maybe I'm just tech illiterate. I've never seen a computer before.
Go to your picks just for the heck of it instead of
No,
full
that's
draft.
the other. Yeah,
that- that's who we've taken, which is nobody.
Okay.
So off the top of our head, we have to remember that Gray Zabel is available. I happen to remember that.
Okay.
All right. That's
why
good to
do
know.
we need to know which players are available? They'll tell us when it's time for our pick.
No, the exercise is we're trading.
We
back
already
up.
traded up, Sam.
So you're okay.
I think you can
So
get
what-
up pretty cheap here, to be honest, if you want to just get back up to 33 and see how it feels.
Let's
All right,
review.
fine.
We currently have 39-41. We've added an early 5th. We have our original 5th from Chicago and the 6th from San Francisco. So we have 5 picks left. We've added a pick, and we have one coming up in 7 picks. Could we try and get up again, not knowing who is available necessarily?
I'm just
Yeah.
off the top of my head. I'm just trying to think who already went, who might still be available. Again, Gray Zabel, kind of a sexy pick for the Vikes.
What
Booker's
cornerbacks have
gone.
gone? Sam, can you go?
There's
They got,
a lot of
Salon
corners.
Bevel, I think, would be on the board.
There's a lot of corners I might like at 39 and 41.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the
Amin
corners are
Wari's gone, but corners
Guys like
seem
Trey
like
Amos.
nobody's.
Dude, is
Anybody take
okay, so
Jahdae
Will
Barron?
Johnson is gone. That's about
Will
it.
Johnson's gone.
Is
Okay.
Jahdae Barron
Yep.
gone?
Jahdae
Barron.
Barron went.
Jahdae Barron and Will
number
Johnson are
6.
gone.
Is Andrew Makuba gone? The other Texas D-back? Because that would be banging.
That'd be
right
fun.
there. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so
baby.
we've got
So we've still
got-
got two D-backs that I would like quite a bit on the board. I could push
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're resuming.
And the chat points out Benjamin Morrison also available, although apparently
so
his
let's
medicals are
let's
Uh,
wait a tick.
worse
and
than
if-
bad is how it was put to me.
Yeah, so if we like we could, because we're going slow, we can see these picks go off the board. As soon as one, I think, of the defensive backs that we really want goes off the board, we begin trading up to
Yeah.
see if we can secure
Yeah.
the other.
Yep.
One of the other two, yeah.
People are saying
Resuming.
a third rounder. Oh, that's nuts.
Browns take Zabel.
Carroll's
Oh!
gone. Excellent.
Sanders.
Sanders.
Interior.
Sanders, sure.
Titans.
Iomenor.
Stanford
Yemenor.
receiver.
Jaguars. Derek
Harmon.
Oh, Derek Harmon was
He would-
there.
He would not have been bad to
Darius
trade up for.
Alexander.
No.
Interior.
Yeah, forgot
Yeah,
about
so
him.
we're-
Yeah,
we
that
are-
is such
just
a
make it.
Patriots pick. Oh my
Scroll
god.
past Omar Norman Lot. No.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
So we got
Okay,
Trey Amos.
go to
which
corners
is
if
nice.
you can.
Benjamin
Yeah.
Morrison is.
How about
is
Hairston?
there.
Kentucky kid, is he still there?
Maxwell
Probably,
Harrison.
just click on cornerback, yeah, and then we got
I would-
Amos, Morrison, Hairston.
Ravel.
would like
I
to
feel
veto
like we should
Hairston.
trade down
You
again.
go
I
back
like
more, man.
I like any one of those guys.
Hairston
It feels bad to trade
feels
past
like
Derek
a-
Harmon. That felt bad. I forgot
Yeah.
about that one.
Yeah, didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
rough,
confused.
but I don't like. I love this group of corners right now.
I do too.
Any of these four corners would be good. We could just
Yeah,
grab our favorite.
I would want to trade down again. Let's see what our trade
Yeah,
offers
or
are.
trade down again, or look at a different position. What about the safeties?
Yeah, what do we got at safety?
Safety. Kevin Winston. Sorry, I've got both of them. Let me get rid of cornerback. Winston. Watts.
Makuba.
Kuba.
I don't like Watts at all.
The chat is in love with Revel, which I totally understand. I think that we could get him at 41. So I want to
For
trade
sure.
out of 39.
Yeah, let's trade out of 39. I'm with Arif. And then
All right.
and then
Any other
take Rebel at
positions we want to
41.
look at? And not forget about another Derek Harmon,
Yeah, what do we have at defensive
yeah.
tackle?
Let's look at the
just in case.
D-line.
Talik
Tyreek
Williams.
Yeah, no. Okay. Donovan Jackson. Okay.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
I
fine.
think we're good.
Let's trade down.
Okay. One more trade back.
we were like trade down and up, and we're just no, we like everybody here.
All
Well,
right. so the
41 was the
Jets-
trade up. We don't have to worry about that.
Now
have
we don't want to
accomplished our
trade with a cornerback needy team. The Jets are the
Looks
Jets
like
lost
San
DJ
Fran.
Reed.
Looks
goal.
like
The Jets
Fran.
just lost DJ Reed, right? So
But it
Yeah.
says on PFF's needs quarterback receiver.
says-
Yeah, the
tackle,
sim is going to call them
D-line.
not.
okay. Yeah. Don't worry about
The
that.
sim
then.
won't
Yeah,
say
San
so we
Fran, but
could,
corner
we could
is
trade
the
all
fourth.
the way down to 42. We gonna get 73 out of this? Probably not, but let's try.
Nope. Fourth. The fourth.
Okay, take that. And
Oh,
and,
what?
and-
Yes,
And
And a
And
sixth.
and
Oh yeah.
Oh,
sure.
yeah, offer that.
This is broken.
Down 3 picks, add a
3
4
picks in
and
the
a
second, and
6.
getting a whole fourth.
Rejected.
Trade not accepted. You
Rejected.
told
Okay.
you told me.
32% accepted, 54.
We
Did
deserve
not
that.
even-
Yeah,
we
no,
needed
that's
that
fair. We
from
did
getting the
get
Bears
away
trade.
with it.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
get rid of 162. Is there another
Give me
pick
a
that they have?
future.
How about
186.
There you go.
Seventh.
What-
The seventh.
Let's
67.
try 186. Why are
Yeah,
we?
sure,
We
take a
have
7.
more attempts, man. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
61%.
There
we go,
Excellent.
yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Just took
That
the
is an
Jets
incredibly
ride.
stupid trade to allow us to do. But we take those. Sometimes Sean Payton says, hey, we really want Adam Troutman.
So the Saints and the Jets could steal Revel from under our nose. We'll find out in 3, 2, 1.
then we just take a different corner and it's fine.
Tyleek.
Yeah.
There's Tyleek. So that was like the last defense.
Connerly.
And Josh Connolly.
All
So
right,
we have
cool. So
all
we
of the
still-
corners that we still want.
Do we just
I
go
am
bang,
so
bang? Do we go
tempted.
bang,
Let's just
bang,
write
and take
bang,
two of
baby.
them? Do
Yeah,
we take two
I
of
love
them
it.
right here? Revel and... what
Yeah,
do you
let's
guys like? I
take
like
two
Hairston.
corners. Yeah,
I
let's
like
take two
Hairston.
corners.
Oh, wow. 2 corners and then wait till 110 and see what kind of safety is left?
Yeah.
Yeah, safety or defensive tackle. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay,
I
Revel
feel like
at-
we got to take Revel. Yep.
Yeah, chat.
Yeah, the
needs
chat
that.
really wants them. So we'll take
Yeah.
Revel and then we'll also take
Chat's
Amos
right.
or Morrison.
Yeah, I'm down.
I-
I'm down for any of those.
Word
I
on,
like
I
Hairston.
would
My vote's
vote
Hairston, but
Morrison.
I'm more than happy. You know, I like
Word on
Morrison.
Revel's knee
I don't know
is
about
pretty
medicals
optimistic,
and all
by the
that.
way.
I know it's
good.
not great, but
All right,
I'm going to
so
veto Hairston. That's one of my few strong opinions on the cornerback class.
really,
you
why
like
is that?
Hairston too?
I don't know anything about
He
him.
said
What's the
veto.
problem?
Why are you
I
vetoing Hairston?
because I think Hairston is like one trick pony, super fast, and people are enamored by that. But if you look at the advanced like yards per cover snap, like some of the advanced metrics, he's nowhere near any of the his counterparts in this draft.
Okay, you like Amos
It's like a
or
production thing.
I mean,
Morrison better?
I like Morrison a lot. I haven't watched Amos. I know a lot of people do like Amos a lot.
Dude,
I
Morris
might-
in
just-
I might pull a
2023
veto on Morrison because his medicals
medicals.
it was put to me worse than bad.
Okay.
Worse than bad. Okay,
Yeah,
but getting both injured guys seems very characteristic, though.
It does
is the
seem
other-
very quasi, but this one might not check out. Like this one might.
All right, let's get Amos.
Yeah, Amos is fine.
Do we
Double
like the, are we loving the pick though tonight when we go to bed? We're like,
Yeah.
we got two corners.
Double
Let's
corner?
just talk this out for a second with a look at where the Vikings sit at corner. You've got Murphy for 3, you've got Rodgers for 2 years, and you've got Blackman this year and next year. You probably are going to need a good cornerback
I
pipeline.
haven't developed the young corners
Yeah,
since Rhodes. Like it's been a minute.
Surely one of these guys works out, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing is that like we're not ensuring, but we're taking multiple bites at the apple. And the thing is, unlike at quarterback, if both succeed, it's not really a waste, right? Because you always
Right.
have room for depth at corner. You do have some older guys. This is a long-term good move and a short-term good move.
right.
So I think
it's not out of the realm that one of them could win a job this year and another
Right.
one could compete with Rodgers and win a job next year. So it's really
and,
not
and,
like
and
you're
what, the
shelving
great
them.
thing about this is, like, normally we always have these debates in training camp, and I know this is not a reason to pick a guy, but it's a sim, so I'm just going to make this argument anyway. But in training camp, whenever we have like debates about like, hey, this guy is only getting a job because he's a pick. We don't know if he's actually good, or there was no competition, or what. We don't have to worry about that. Because whoever
Right.
wins the job is clearly winning
Clearly
the job
the best
against
guy.
an equal amount of investment. So at least we get to ignore some of these arguments. Let's get for Amos.
And
All
we
right.
don't know that Blackman's good. We hope he is, but coming off the ACL, only got a small
Total-
sample
exactly.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
So like you gotta have 3 good. You gotta feel like you got 3 good ones that that you can have confidence in. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Amos is a pretty safe pick to me, and Revel is a pretty
Yeah.
like risk laden pick to me.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Amos
let's do
is a safe corner,
and then
very
and
solid.
then set the sim to turbo and get all the way to 110.
We do not have time. This was like early in the draft exercise. We do not have time for the other 5. We got to
What?
get to
Okay.
No payoff.
Oh man.
no. Okay, let's
So
see who's there.
we got 2
real
corners and 5 day 3 picks, so we'll have 7 rookies again, and
You did
everybody
all that
can
work.
stop
I just want a little
panicking.
payoff here.
You're right. Yeah, we did so much.
All right, I'll let you see who's there. I tried to speed this up. I don't know.
It's not.
Why it's-
Going
I think if you
What a great
pause
time
and
for
then
a
speed
break.
up again.
Okay,
yeah.
turbo, resume.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Broken.
It's broken. I
Slide
think
it
it's
to-
because you
slide
did
it
it
to
speed
fast.
up.
It doesn't show
Jets
it
trade.
doesn't
It's
anymore.
rebelling
Let it to
because of the Jets trade we did. That
It knows that Sam, the producer, has to get to our first break here on the Minnesota Football Party. We will be right back with JJ McCarthy's NFC quarterback rank. Don't miss that. We are brought to you by Amazon Fire TV. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices, no console required. Grab your paired controller, subscribe, or sign in to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to play. Dive into hundreds of premium titles from EA Sports College Football 25 to Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Avowed as easily as you stream your favorite shows. It's gaming made simple. It's all on your Fire TV. They've got the latest technology with Wi-Fi 6/6E and auto low latency mode, advanced technology, endless entertainment with 4K streaming. Watch more than 1.5 million movies and TV episodes from your favorite subscribed services like Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Max, and plenty more. It's for the hardcore gamer, for the casual gamer, or, people with no gaming experience. It's a great purchase. Head to Amazon.com/Fire TV locked on to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K Max 1st and 2nd Gen, and Fire TV Cube 3rd Gen. All right. And reminder, the lineup here at Locked On Sports Minnesota, Ron Johnson tomorrow, then the Care 11 edition of the Football Party Wednesday, and then this group is back on Thursday for more fun, where we will give Luke Braun his marching orders for how he will host solo the entire day 3 of the draft on this stream, because it's his punishment for the betting contest in the regular season. I was sitting this morning and I was tearing out. Not tearing up, which I did when Rory McIlroy won the Masters. No, I was tearing, T-I-E-R, out the NFC quarterback ranks. And I'm wondering where J.J. McCarthy could sit this year. I'm going to give you my tiers.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, you can make that argument. I'm going to give you my tiers. All right. And tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where J.J. McCarthy could slot in. I think that Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels, just based on his age, what he did his rookie year, his trajectory, I think those two are essentially in a class of their own right now. I think I would put them in tier 1 above the solid veteran tier of Mayfield, Goff, Prescott if he's healthy, Darnold. If you just look at what they, like, all of them kind of who they are right now, they're 4,200 yard, 35 touchdown, 12 interception quarterbacks.
The Memorial Geno Smith tier.
Yeah, I would move Darnold down 1 tier. I would also move Hurts down 1 tier into that larger group. Like, I know there's a thematic thing for that group, and he doesn't fit the theme. But I think from just like a way I evaluate these quarterbacks' perspective, I put Jaden Daniels alone at 1, despite the fact that he's only had 1 year of play. And then Hurts, who I don't think has quite the completeness at quarterback that I would want to put in a top tier. I would put him with a lot. I mean, these are all extremely talented quarterbacks, people like Jared Goff, right? And Baker Mayfield. But I would put Hurts in that tier. And then I would take Sam Darnold, who I'm more concerned about his repeatability, especially in a Seattle system. I'd move him down 1 tier. And probably that is the Geno Smith tier now.
I would argue to move Jared Goff up to be with Jaden Daniels, as much as I hate to do it. What he's done in the last 2 years is proven.
I get it though.
Yeah, it hurts.
And
it's not fun. But like he's been Jared Goff has been what people told us Kirk Cousins was in off seasons. Like, just
I can't deny
solid.
that.
Production, puts the ball where it's supposed to be, on time, in rhythm, offense hums.
Annoyingly good when he's in rhythm. With that offense.
Insanely efficient, and that is so difficult to defend.
Yeah, and he's increasingly difficult to take off rhythm. To your point, Luke. Like, yeah, he's really good in rhythm, but like it used to be, like, when
the Bozo stuff is so rare now.
Right, exactly. Like, it used to be when you're like, yeah, he's good in the structure of the offense. It's like kind of a backhanded compliment, but now it's like that the other element doesn't show up that often, so we don't have to worry. So yeah, I think it's fair to maybe put Goff in the tier above. For whatever reason, I think it's just like my personal biases. I'm not putting him there, but I think I don't have like a good actual argument, right? So
top tier would be Hurts and or Goff. Second tier, which I labeled solid veterans. Daniels and or Goff. Second tier, which is solid veterans. Hurts maybe in there along with Mayfield, Prescott when healthy, Darnold teetering on the second. My third tier, I kind of lumped, again, going off vibes, exciting but erratic. Jordan Love, Kyler Murray, Brock Purdy.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Where is Stafford in this?
Did we say Stafford?
I can't. I don't like.
I was like, wow, you're really low on Stafford. Wow, you're like, is Stafford in his own tier? Which is, I don't know if he's ever going to play again.
Yeah, Stafford is in the retired tier.
Yeah, Stafford. This is an insult to Stafford, but I didn't know where to put him. I put him in the past their prime tier with.
He's better than Jordan Love. What are we doing?
I think he's fully in at least the second tier. He's still a very good quarterback.
You want him in the solid veteran tier, okay?
Yeah. We saw what he did to the Flores defense in the playoffs. I
would put him in that Dak Prescott. Yeah, Dak Prescott tier, whatever.
He's definitely postseason.
Oh, actually, and then you mentioned Dak Prescott. I actually might move Prescott down. I was really uncomfortable with Goff and Prescott being in the same tier. It seems like we'd already solved that problem. But as a Prescott defender over the past 6 odd years, I think it's time. I think we got to move him down.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. What is the Is it just a vibe? What's the grading system? Stats, wins, losses, fourth quarter
Vibes.
comeback,
Vibes.
like vibe.
It has
It's a
to be
vibe
vibes.
thing, right?
If it's
just a
anything
vibe.
other than vibes, we're trying too hard, and this is awful.
Yeah,
If
it's the
you-
offseason.
if-
It's got to be vibes.
yeah, I
Don't
mean,
overthink it.
we all nodded our head, like with Love, Kyler, and Purdy kind of being in the same tier. And if you look
Yeah.
statistically,
Jordan
they're
Love
all
being
about,
exactly Brock Purdy is a take that I said like 2 years
It's
ago, and it has paid
extremely funny.
dividends.
Extremely.
Oh, it's been good.
I if Murray can ever perform in the second half of a season, he's going to move up a tier. But until such a time, until God lobbies cease to exist,
the final tier is Young and we don't know, which would be Bryce Young, Michael Penix, and Caleb Williams.
Well, that's the McCarthy one then, I guess, huh?
Sure. So
yeah.
if we've
Given that these
established-
tiers are thematic, really,
Yeah.
Okay, projecting. We've established that the solid veteran tier, which is some combination of Mayfield, maybe Goff, maybe Prescott, maybe Darnold, like the threshold, traditional stat threshold would be about a 35 touchdown, 4,000 yard season, 10 to 12 picks, very consistent across the board in those regards. So can JJ McCarthy?
those are really high statistical thresholds there.
Pretty solid.
I-
Well,
no,
also,
that-
too,
that's
remember
exactly what it is, though. That's what you
last
have
year-
to do. To be
High
in
volume
that tier.
offense.
last year at this time,
That's true.
Jaden Daniels would have been grouped in that Caleb Williams, Bryce Young,
Yeah.
tiering as well. You know what I mean? Just we
if,
don't know.
If we're
We don't know.
we're going to disqualify McCarthy from being in the unknown tier, which I feel like obviously he's in that tier.
Yeah, for the sake of making this exercise interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic about him. It hurts for me to be like, realistically, he's probably in this like insane. Oh, we don't like, Jordan Love, Kyler Murray, Brock Purdy tier. But yeah, I mean, he can move up into this honestly fairly expansive group of people that includes what you call solid veterans, right?
Mhm.
So like the Baker Mayfield group. It wouldn't shock me. He is going to be in a high volume offense, so it's going to help with the statistical thresholds that you set, Sam. 35 touchdowns is still quite a bit, but it's no longer 2017. It's a little bit easier to get 35 touchdowns now. But
Yeah.
Extra
He
game.
passes 50 times a game. Like,
Extra
yeah.
game.
So it's
Yeah,
sure.
no, you're right. I mean, yeah, it's tough right now. Agreed. He's got to be in that Penix Caleb grouping, but anywhere maybe below Jaden, like you could see it. I mean, it's in the world of
We're really bold
possibility
today.
for sure.
JJ McCarthy, he is in anywhere on a talent range below Jaden
I mean,
Daniels. We're
I think it'd be different. Obviously we all have like some optimism for sure. I think it'd be different if he had a surrounding cast that wasn't nearly as good. But when you got one of the best head coaches / quarterback coaches, offensive minds, and then you got the supporting cast of JJ Hawkinson, Addison, which we'll see if he gets suspended the first couple of games or not, but an improved O-line, it's hard not to be and watching this team win 14 games with somebody like Sam Darnold, it's hard not to be optimistic, but we just don't know. We haven't seen him yet. He hasn't. We need to see him take some live reps finally and go put a game on his back too. Like some of these guys that we're talking about, like they are one of the main reasons for their team's success. And I think that's what you're looking for. Can he go win a game with his arm in the fourth quarter, 2-minute comeback, and do all that stuff?
yeah, he could be in any of these. Like, truly, like I feel like that's such a meek take, but like there is just too much unknown. If he has not improved upon anything, like if he had, these blemishes coming out of college that kept him from being the top 3 pick, these, the balls to the sideline, wanting to zip everything, the touch stuff, if those blemishes are still there, he's firmly in the Dak Prescott, I don't know if you're the guy tier. But he had an offseason work on that in his mechanics. He's been working on the mental side of the game, even when he was rehabbing. Now he's going to have a whole nother summer to work on his throwing mechanics, try to get more touch on those balls. If that stuff works, suddenly this could be a very Jared Goff looking situation where you have a quarterback that knows how to get
reality
things.
training. Do we know? Is that?
I have no idea.
So if you watched last Wednesday's Carol Evans show, you may have already seen this, but I want to do just a partial bit of this exercise with you all. I have 7 quarterbacks lines. These are first round picks in their second seasons, because Kevin O'Connell said he's not a rookie, second-year quarterback. So I'm going to give you the line. Tell me if you take it from JJ. 20, and this is, again, second year, first-round pick. 20 touchdowns, 12 picks, 3,700 yards, 10 wins. You take it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'll take
gosh,
it.
yeah, 10 wins.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not the inflated fantasy football
I'll
stats
probably
that you would
take
love,
the.
but
Besides the wins, I'll probably take the over on every one of those stats, including the picks, if I'm being honest.
that's fair.
But yeah, no, I mean that seems quite doable if he's healthy the whole year.
Okay. What about 25 and 8, 4,100 yards, only 9 wins? Take that.
4,100 yards and 8 picks. Who did that?
So you're
That's
coming
crazy.
from behind for forever. If you're,
Yeah.
That's a lot of garbage time against safe. Probably not happy with the season, but happy enough with McCarthy. It sounds like that season is
9
not
wins.
McCarthy's fault if that's his.
That's Trevor Lawrence. That's Trevor Lawrence.
Well,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, funny.
All right. How about 20 TDs, 9 picks, 3,000 yards, very modest, 10 wins, and you get 500 rushing yards.
Yeah, I was about to say this sounds like a running quarterback. 3,000 yards. Yeah,
And 10 wins.
yeah. I don't know about the 500
this is
rushing
like
yards,
2021 Hertz.
That is 2019 Josh Allen.
Oh,
but yeah, running quarterback. Yeah, I would take the over on all of those except rushing.
yeah. So that I would be very surprised to see JJ McCarthy rush for 500 yards.
Yeah,
but
500
That
is
sounds great. That sounds really fun. Let's go.
Yeah,
Love that.
like 300 would
spot?
be pretty fun.
Right.
Like,
300
yeah, I
would
could see
feel
that.
like
That'd be
a lot.
fun. But yeah.
What did,
wow.
what did
Hard
Caleb
spot.
have
Let's
last
go.
year? What did Caleb have? Just for reference, rushing
I
yards.
believe it was like not as much as these guys, but also a Bears record.
Oh, okay.
A Bears quarterback story. Not as much as these guys, but a Bears record.
489.
Wow.
That's pretty
489.
close.
Okay.
He also had 466 sack yards. Led the league in that. So,
Yeah.
So a
that's
net positive
context.
in college of 21 yards or something. Okay.
Yeah, 3,500 yards for Caleb Williams, which did like that was like franchise record.
Dude, that's so wild. With
Or
Jay
maybe it was a franchise
Cutler
rookie record
and,
or
like-
something.
No, I think you're right.
Right, yeah,
I
because
think you're right.
I think
Was it?
Cutler had more than 3,500 yards at least one of those seasons, and he is the Bears' best quarterback.
Yeah.
Let me look up the
Two more. While you look it up.
Season
Two
records,
two
yeah.
more. 24 and 12, 3,200 yards, 11 wins.
2,400
24?
yards?
No,
What did I
24.
say?
Oh no, I'm stupid.
24
24 and
touchdowns,
12.
12.
Eric Kramer holds the record
30
at 3,800.
3,200.
Caleb Williams, it was a rookie
3,200.
record,
Got it. Okay.
but fifth
Yeah,
all time still.
Yeah,
Okay,
I guess, again, I'll take the over on all of those. I don't know.
That's Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch
Oh,
Trubisky.
okay, done. Easy. Plus, I bet he'll throw to the left, which is a great upgrade over this guy.
What?
Last one.
He might not throw to the left or the right.
33 and 7, 3,300 yards, 11 wins. What's the catch? You hurt your knee at the end of the year.
Oh, no.
Oh, how bad?
Oh my god.
that, MCL?
No, I don't want that.
ECL?
ACL.
Oh,
ACL.
come on, dude. I
You might never be
can't.
the same.
Will Adam Schefter spend the offseason calling it a meniscus to
Yes.
rebalance the universe?
Yep, 100%. Don't even need to ask. Yep.
I'll take the under on those touchdowns and the overs on the other things, and an under on the knee injuries.
Under on the knee. That's Carson Wentz, by the way.
Great.
So 11 wins. When did the ACL? Did he? Obviously, you make the playoffs with 11 wins. So
Well, you won. Well,
Wait,
also
does that mean
you
it's a
win
That
Super
was
Bowl
the
season?
season. Luke,
Yeah,
that's the
you win-
season.
Um,
Got it. Okay.
Did
win a Super
did
Bowl.
the Eagles make the playoffs that year? Yeah, they beat the Vikings, man.
Wait, who does that
Yeah,
mean?
but it
Arif
wasn't
Foles
here,
becomes?
so like I couldn't remember that.
Are
Oh
we
wait,
taking Brett
it was
Rippon
here?
Super Bowl season
we
there?
don't know because we don't have a backup quarterback, Luke.
Right.
No, it's Brett Rippon.
It's
Yeah, the Bull. Okay, here's the thing about the
They
Vikings.
call Ryan
They
Tannehill
would
Brett
absolutely
Thanksgiving.
build a statue of Brett Rippon outside
Bullet
the
Brett.
stadium after.
Oh my god,
No
yeah.
question.
No question. Ring of Honor immediately. Don't even wait for him to retire. If he's the guy that
He's
wins a
right
ring.
next to Fran Tarkenton, and then 4 years down the line, people will be like, I don't know who's better.
Hey, one of them got a ring.
when we return, I will ask what the Vikings exactly are going to do as the quarterback market dwindles as far as backups go. That's coming up next. Brought to you today by the Nissan Armada and the Armada Player of the Week. Each week, we're taking a look at our favorite draft prospects to pick one guy that stands apart, someone with strength, power, agility. Clearly, it's Gray Zabel and his heavy-duty blocking, the ruggedness with which he discards pass rushers from any of the 5 offensive line positions, how he conquers defensive lines with his great capability and confidence that only a player from Fargo and North Dakota State University can accomplish. Dream big, go big with Gray Zabel. 6'5", 315. He was made for the NFL. It's clear that our player of the week is out here ready to conquer the road ahead with confidence, just like you can with the all-new Nissan Armada or any of their outstanding vehicles. Take the Nissan Armada, Rogue, or Pathfinder. Go find your next big adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. All right, we return. Arif, I think, had to excuse himself during that, but we're back now. Arif, I think we went with
during what? Sorry, I was on the. I don't know what you were.
We went with Revel. Revel was the
oh yeah, I mean he likes to fight and stuff like. This is the Nissan thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, no, he's tough.
He's rugged. Sure. He's heavy duty. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, great.
Coming back, the doggedness with which he's coming back from his knee. So Drew Lock signed by Seattle. Going back where he had some success, and then Joe Flacco signs with Cleveland. So that leaves
Joe Flacco's coming home.
Can he win comeback player of the year a second time with the same franchise?
They would rule. If I had a vote,
JJ McCarthy's getting it.
I'm already voting for him as the comeback player of the year. No, I mean I like JJ McCarthy, but that's a funny vote, Luke.
It's written in the stars.
But man, getting Joe Flacco, because we do have at least one other guy who's won it multiple times, and it was like Phillip Rivers, but the second time he got it for sucking, I think, and so it feels kind of weird. But yeah, and then Chad Pennington, I think won it twice, and in consecutive years, which is crazy. Like, how does that even work? Anyway, I want to give it to Joe Flacco. So we're talking about backup quarterbacks. The chat already said Tannehill, and I'm sold. So
yeah, I'm good.
I mean,
Tannehill might be on speed dial. He might not take a backup gig. He might want to sit on the couch till he actually knows he's going to start.
He's going to keep doing it.
Well, I don't know. Or maybe the year on the couch. But I feel like he was probably chilling. I don't know.
When is
he didn't seem that dissatisfied with it.
I know they're waiting to make sure they don't lose a comp pick next year, whenever that date is. Do we know when that date is?
Right after the draft.
Okay, yeah. Right after the draft. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we in a holding pattern now with Derek Carr's shoulder? I mean, that's gonna stop anyone from signing because it's now gonna be Rodgers and Cousins and.
I think everything is in a holding pattern till the draft. Kirk Cousins is waiting, so teams are going to wait on that if they're going to try to trade.
Not with Joe Flacco.
The Falcons want to wait.
What if the Vikings
1st.
traded for Kirk Cousins to be their backup quarterback? I think he knows the system, so
probably still got
he's been in West Coast offense.
Friends and family.
A solid $40 million of guaranteed money left on that deal. Sure.
Yeah.
How long will this charade
just make
go
Atlanta
on?
Eat some of it? I don't see the problem with that.
Is he showing up to mandatory minicamp? Is he going to show up to training camp?
He's a good team player. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think that would be the problem there. No, his contract is a nightmare. It's a disaster for Atlanta, and nobody's going to want to take that on. I kind of feel like if Atlanta wants to try to trade him away, they're going to have to send picks too. They're going to have to Osweiler this. It's a nightmare.
If the trade occurs after June 1st, Atlanta takes a good portion of it, right? So that's
and I think they'd have to take on even more.
Yeah.
Via restructure or whatever.
Which not that was a serious consideration. So so if Tannehill doesn't want to do it, we're left with so I know before the show Sam sent an email and I saw the words Carson Wentz and I blacked out a little bit.
Wentz.
Fair.
Or you're talking about Easton Sticks. Teddy,
no,
you're there. What I'll say though is the Vikings are the last team without a backup quarterback, assuming you don't look at Brett Rippon as the backup quarterback, which they've kind of been hinting at.
Hey, who's
But
to say?
everybody else
At
has
this
their guy.
point, he's been on so many teams, he's practically a veteran.
Everybody, the Josh McCown rule. Everybody else has their guy. So whoever's left out there, the Vikings can have their pick of. If there's any name out there that you actually feel okay about, the Vikings
Just
can have
bring
him
in
if they
all
want.
three. Bring them all
They
three.
could draft a guy day 3 and have him compete with Rippon for the job. They could keep Ryan Tannehill on speed dial if you don't feel like that's serious enough. It just kind of feels like they're not. Look, gone are the days of getting like a real competitor for JJ McCarthy and having like a camp battle.
about Josh
Good Morning
Johnson?
Football saying that Teddy Bridgewater
just
could be
signed.
what the Saints need this season. Teddy back to New Orleans.
No, hiss, boo.
I kind of like it. love him there.
Non-quarterback question. Is there anyone that intrigues you left on the free agent market?
Have you guys?
Non-quarterback?
I know I missed a couple shows. Have we already had the conversation of what if they went wide receiver in the first round?
We did
Little
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
A little bit.
I guess.
I just see. I pull up the free agents. I'm happy to bring in anyone from Amari Cooper,
Yeah, I
the
was about to say
Lockett's,
Amari
the
Cooper's out
Keenans,
there,
the
right?
Deontay Johnson. Like there is happy as my number.
Some of
3
those guys
guy.
are made out of pulled pork by now, but yeah.
That's fair.
I think Amari Cooper's
but pick,
still,
take your pick.
like, fully
pick your
human,
flavor.
so-
But like just to give KOC some more flexibility or confidence or whatever word you want to use in those 11 personnel looks. Not to say that we don't all like Jalen Naylor, but I think that's just another boost, a shot in the arm, just having that wide receiver depth for the long haul over a 17 game schedule. Plus, Addison might be suspended for 1, 2, 3, 4 games at the beginning of the year, so we don't know. Also, too, I see on this list what's wrong with Justin Simmons? Did he just fall apart? He was a stud for like a year or two in Denver.
Yeah, no,
I think he
he's
did
cooked.
kind of fall apart.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's cooked.
Something happened.
I mean, yeah, you're right. He was like good as hell, but he's cooked.
The Vikings do still need to sign the most washed corner alive. That'll probably happen after the draft, but I'm thinking
that
like a
Rasul
Trey
Douglas?
White.
Wasn't that Okuda?
Type of guy? Rasul?
Trey
Yeah.
White.
Oh, true.
Oh my god.
The most washed corner alive. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. We need that
I
guy
mean,
in the building.
it would fulfill the hey, he was
Beyond
a defensive
30.
player of the year. Don't look up the year that it was.
Yeah, right.
I wrote down 2 depth names. Not like married to either one, but John Johnson III has the KOC connection from LA.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would-
He's
okay.
coming off
That
injury.
actually would not suck. Yeah.
Coming
Yeah.
off injury, so he's a crazy guy. He
Right.
had a scapula fracture last year.
Jesus.
Scapula fracture. But he did get reactivated for the playoff game, so like he did get to a point where he was healthy. And I feel like Metellus isn't your traditional safety. Theo Jackson's a bit of a wild card. You don't have a lot of safety depth. You do need a body there. You need
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah.
And he's
No,
not a
I-
comp formula guy.
I've
He would not be-
already bought in. You don't have to keep selling him, man.
Yeah.
Sold. Take
How
my
about
money.
DeMarcus Walker? Bring in another D tackle.
Yeah.
Another
What is he,
one over
Oklahoma,
30. Why
Oklahoma
not?
State, something like that. Trying to remember.
DeMarcus
Yeah, he was
Walker?
kind of the only guy
Florida
worth
State?
a damn on that Bears D line for a while.
Florida State.
If
Wow, I
you
got
could,
that
if
way
you could
wrong.
like double Montez Sweat.
Jordan Akins could be a third tight end as well. Jordan, I've liked him
Oh,
for
there
a
you go.
while. Sure-handed. He's again too cheap to be a comp formula guy. Turns 33. That could be your Johnny Munt.
I really like the state right now of his hairline, so I'm on board.
Yeah,
Just
it's
based on his
wow.
thumbnail.
Bleak out there at tight end. Mike Hilton's still out there. Somebody I actually would have loved to sign.
Mike
him more.
Hilton's still out
what?
there? Oh,
He's still out
bring
there.
him in. Bring him in.
Might be asking for compensatory money and he might be a guy there's like a bidding war over after the draft.
Hey, we got Josh Johnson in the chat. That's crazy. Hey, man.
Whoa.
Come sign with the Vikings. Also, yeah, thank you for telling me my closet looks good.
No,
Did
Josh
Asante
Johnson
Samuel
is a commander.
Jr. ever
Congratulations on
land?
your contract.
Oh, dang.
Okay.
What was that, Sam?
Did Asante Samuel Jr. ever land?
I do not believe so, but
He's still out there, huh?
yeah, no, he's still out there.
Huh.
Yeah, there's going to be like a low-key
I
corner
was
market
right to be
after the draft.
disinterested.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of the more interesting.
I think this is a good
post-draft
class of corners that teams are waiting to see who they get, and then probably dip their toes in that pool because there is some names out here, and I didn't know Mike Hilton was
Yeah.
out there either, but there is some
There's always
some
that like
names that make you feel good.
post-draft
That are
little
like, okay.
wave.
Yeah.
Now that the comp formula is
Yeah.
different and
Yeah,
people know who
I
they
think-
got in the draft, there's always that
Yeah,
little.
I think that this group of post-draft moves is going to be one of the more interesting, in contrast to, I think, one of the more boring free agencies. Not for the Vikings, they had a great free agency, but like just generally speaking, the NFL had one of the more boring free agencies we've seen in a while. Maybe we'll make up for it right after the draft.
We've got draft trivia next. Very quick pause. I've got 7 questions. Some of them are worth multiple points. I think the difficulty level is pretty high. The first one, this will be the ease you in question, and then it ratchets up quickly. Your name is your buzzer, so ring in when you know it. You get 5 seconds to answer, and let's get going. Are you ready? Inman?
Ready to roll, baby.
Draft guy, reputation to uphold. Okay. Question number 1. The school from which Quasito Fluminense has drafted the most players.
Oh no.
Arif?
Arif.
LSU?
With 3, that's a point.
Wow.
Hey,
Nice.
Let's go.
I was going to guess Georgia.
Jaquelin Roy,
No.
Jay Ward, and Ed Ingram. Oh yeah.
And Ed Ingram,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
I'd
Very
actually
good.
forgotten about Jaquelin Roy, and I was like, well, that's 2, so I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah,
Throw
they
a
went
dart up on the board.
Yeah.
USC,
He got Taki
USC,
Taimani'd.
LSU with the first 4 picks of that year.
What's he up to? Jaquelin.
That's right. Yep.
Jaquelin.
I think he signed to the team.
All right.
Patriots.
Patriots?
Yeah, I was going to say Panthers or Patriots, yeah.
The last Vikings 7th round pick to play more than 20 non-special teams snaps for the
Luke.
Vikings. Luke
Inman. J-Ron Curse?
No, it's later than that.
Incorrect.
Arif.
Arif.
Okay, now my head is full of 6th-round picks. This sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh no. Oh no!
Edmund Robinson.
Olabisi Johnson. God, I think he's a 6th.
He's a 7.
Incorrect.
Shoot, that was my guess.
This is a good question.
I just get my run at this, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who in the world was a 7th round pick?
Yeah.
They all didn't make the team. I don't
Everett
know.
Dawkins.
I feel like it was somebody in 2020, but I can't remember who it was.
The year they had like 15 picks?
Yeah.
After you guess, I will give a hint, and then everyone.
I'm just gonna say it wasn't Stephen Weatherly. That was even older than. Yeah, I'll say it.
Incorrect, but you've got the right position.
Yeah, I was thinking some kind of.
A Fetty? See a 7th?
Nope. You've got
Wasn't
the right
it
position.
Fetty? Okay.
Better guess.
Chat
You
says
gotta
Kenny
think-
Willekes. I
Kenny
don't know.
Willekes
Wow.
is correct.
Really?
Wow.
He did? I had
Wow.
no
He did?
idea. And I loved Willekes as a set. I was like, oh,
I can't,
cool,
he must
All
have been active for like 3 games and just
I
barely
had
cleared this
no, I
threshold.
never would
Sam
have guessed
set up.
that.
I've got Willekes on 200 snaps in 21.
200. They were down
he
bad.
did.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
That's
they were
right.
real down bad in 21 and
That's
20.
right.
Yeah.
He did get some run. That's right. At the end. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that
Forgot about
wasn't the who's the Jacksonville that wasn't the Ngakoue year.
Yeah, it was.
It was the Ngakoue year.
It
Okay.
was.
Yeah, because remember, they also got rid of Ngakoue that year. They were down
That was
bad.
2020.
They were
Maybe
down real
2020
bad,
guys.
huh? Wow.
They had Wanham as a rookie.
True. All right,
Yeah,
no
he didn't
points
solve
there.
that problem, huh?
No.
All right, there are 6 former Spielman picks remaining on the roster. Can you name 5 of the 6? But if you name all 6, you get the 6 point.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I hate
gotta.
this.
Yeah. Doing this off of memory is insane.
Bynum
I
John.
don't like doing this.
Now, we're talking draft picks?
Yep. Not
Okay,
UDFA.
so got it. Not Eric Wilson. Because that would have been a sneaky way.
That would, yeah.
Oh my god.
I feel so bad. I only have three in my head.
I got
anymore.
three.
What's happening to me?
I got three.
Yeah.
I'm just
And the three are like incredibly obvious. I don't feel
Right.
clever for having gotten the three.
right.
I'm joking.
Why am I stuck on three? Anybody else got the fourth yet?
It'd be really funny if we had a different three.
I'm trying to think of how I can reframe this so that we can.
This is rough, dude. Well, okay. How about this? If
Okay.
I want to buzz in with three and get half a point. Arif, is that allowed?
Go ahead. We'll make it. Yeah.
Wait,
let's
oh my
make up
God,
some
I'm
rules.
Okay.
stupid.
Justin
wow.
Jefferson, Brian O'Neill, Harrison Smith,
Okay, Christian Darrisaw 4, right?
Christian
Tell
Darrisaw,
us 5.
Josh
Blake
Metellus,
Brandel,
5.
right? Was Brandel,
Oh.
right?
Blake
All
Brandel.
right, you got him.
Blake Brandel, good one.
Good
Yeah.
teamwork.
Wait,
you
who's
got
the-
them all.
Oh, you said
Um,
Metellus. Okay.
You
Yeah.
just couldn't get them all
Metellus.
in one of your.
Yeah.
My brain could not conjure Harrison Smith. I was choking.
Rough.
Yeah, I said this was high degree
Getting Josh
difficulty.
Metellus but not Harrison Smith. Is
Yeah, that's what
outstanding.
happened to me.
Harrison was
These are
right
good.
on that cutoff line because Spielman took over as the.
Yeah, he
official
took
GM.
over.
Triangle of
From the Triangle of
Authority.
Authority.
True GM. Yeah,
Mhm.
I still think he was kind of pretty much, but
yeah,
yeah.
He was,
Yeah.
right in the-
He was in the room. He was in the room.
All right, one point available for this next one. Western Michigan's been in the sports news because they just won the college hockey championship. I'm a college hockey guy. I had to throw that in there. Can you name the most recent Western Michigan Vikings draftee who was
Arif.
an offensive lineman? Arif.
Willie Beavers.
Yes. Very
Oh
good.
wow.
Nice.
Very good.
Was there somebody from Central Michigan? A tight end from Western
Maybe,
Michigan?
I
Or was
don't
it Central?
Conklin?
Conklin was a
Conklin
Central Michigan
Was
guy.
Central. Okay.
Yeah. The other Western Michigan draftee was Bill Slater in 1972.
Well,
Would
that's
you gotten that one?
Jesus.
Don't even
No,
need to
I
say
would not
that.
have. Yeah.
All right. 1 point here. The Vikings have drafted 8 Hall of Famers. 2 were not first round picks. One of them was Fran Tarkenton. Can you name the other one?
Not a first round pick, but a Hall of Famer.
Not a first round pick, but a Hall of Famer.
Arif.
Arif.
Ed White? Was he a first round pick?
Incorrect.
No, he's not a Hall of Famer. Oh my God.
He's not a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
God.
Arif's out.
I feel like the historian maybe
Yeah.
is gonna have to take this one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go
racking
through
my
the Hall of
brain
Famers here.
I'm going like through decades and decades.
Like I got Ron Yeri on my mind. Okay, number 1 overall pick.
Ron Yeri was one
That's
overall.
where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, like the first person in my mind is my personal hero. He was definitely a first round pick, so I don't gotta.
Yeah. I've thought of a bunch of like Mick Tingelhoff was undrafted.
Right. John Randall undrafted,
John Randall undrafted.
Chris Carter.
Chris
H.O.
Carter, not a
Chris Carter?
Vikings draft.
not a Vikings
Yep.
pick. Yeah.
Yep, Philly. Okay,
That's
what
like
year?
what
What
my
year?
brain is
What
doing.
decade?
Give me a
60s, I'm
decade. Give me a
assuming?
decade.
60s.
60s. Okay. Can't be Jim Marshall. He was a Brown.
Hmm.
Can't believe I thought Ed White was a Hall of Famer. God,
Paul Krause wasn't a Vikings draft. He was Washington first.
that's correct.
Oh my God.
Chat
Oh!
is quiet too.
I'm falling
Linebacker.
apart.
Help me out, Luke. Linebacker. Bobby.
Hall of Famers.
Bobby.
Oh. Oh my God. Bobby Bryant just got
Bobby,
inducted.
Bobby something, right?
It's not Bobby Bryant.
Or Bobby Bones. Bobby. Shoot.
Bobby Shoot. Arif,
Bobby
Bobby
Shoot.
Shoot.
I
All
can,
right,
I can picture the guy. Number
half
20.
Half a point for Inman for the Bobby. It's Bobby Bell. Gopher.
Bobby Bell.
Bobby
Oh!
Bell. Gophers. Second.
Oh,
Oh,
he was a
sneaky.
Vikings draft pick. Oh my gosh.
But he
Oh
never
my
was a
god.
Viking. That is so sneaky.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
you monster.
What
These
didn't
are
he go like 4th overall?
No.
Yeah, to
he
the
ran-
Chiefs, but he wasn't a first round pick for the Vikings. Because the NFL knew he was going to the AFL, so they didn't pick him in the first round.
Second round
Oh.
Vikings pick.
Oh
Second
wow.
round.
That year
Vikings
was
pick.
Jim Dunaway.
What year? What year? Early
63.
60s, right? What
Oh,
year?
round 2 pick.
Yeah, because he he was in Super Bowl 4 against the Vikings. Like that's how early it was. Outstanding athlete.
Those were good.
Quite
Dude, those
a
were
reach.
good. Those were good. Those were tough good. I feel like when I put Luke and Arif through this, it was a little bit more.
That is insanely difficult. Oh no, he was a
A bit
seventh
more
round
on
pick in the
easy
AFL.
mode.
I've got two more to close. Real quick. Last Vikings day 1 or day 2 pick from a non-Power 5 school. So first 3 rounds, non-Power 5
From
school.
non-Power 5 school.
The most recent, you said?
Yep, most recent.
in day 1 or day 2.
Yeah.
Is it like Tavares Jackson?
Incorrect.
Oh,
Okay,
that would have been good.
I went too far back.
Yeah.
Renal
Vikings
Smith.
love their P4, P5 guys.
Yeah, I feel like it's a Spielman thing because Kwesi hasn't.
Yeah, because Kwesi's
Yeah.
it's only been late rounders for Kwesi.
Spielman
As
would
like we've discussed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
Spielman would love to
Give us a clue.
Small
Give
school.
us a clue.
2020.
Oh,
About
Oh.
13
They drafted
picks
like
draft.
18 guys in 2020. That's not a clue.
Okay, that was
I got it, but
Brando
I can't.
year.
But I can't do it now,
Hinton,
right?
Metellus year.
High draft picks. We're talking high draft picks. So.
Yeah, I know it, but I used my guess, right? So I can't say.
Yeah, I'm cooked on this. I should have nailed this immediately. And as soon as you say it, I'm gonna be like, oh no, I should have got
Yeah,
this.
go ahead.
You are.
Go ahead.
Yep. Ezra
Ezra,
Oh
Cleveland.
yeah,
Oh.
Boise. Yeah.
Boise State.
Yep.
We hit our hour. I'll save my last one for another time. It's the Minnesota
boy.
Football Party. We will be back Thursday, giving Luke Braun his instructions for day 3 of the draft, plus more draft prognostication. Thanks to the Lukes. Thanks to Arif. Thanks to the chat. I'm Sam Ekstrom, and we will talk to you next time.